Avast ye me hearties, it's a great day for piracy, especially if you're at ECU. This is the back nine of round 2 of the 2022 Down East Players Cup, presented by Gatekeeper Media. I'm Andrew Fish, joined here by Nick Hanson.
Hey folks, how we doing today? It's a great day for disc golf, and I'm pretty sure a great day for ECU as they got a win last night in college football.
Hey, they sure did, beating UCF in a conference win.
Hey, it's always a good day to get a conference win.
Oh yeah. Got a lot of players here chasing a win in maybe not a conference, but a regional A-tier that is in its 3rd year as an A-tier and 18th year as a tournament.
It's a great event so far. My first time here. Excited to get into this back nine here. We've got a good leaderboard here.
Yeah, Matt Thompson and Michael Johansson on the chase card, making a real push. I want to see how these guys go attack some of the more birdieable holes out here. There's a couple par 4s that are mutts gets, but you start the back nine with a very technical hole 10.
Yeah, hole 10, 316 feet. As you can see, pretty technical. It's going to be a left to right moving shot for most players. If you get out of the gap, you're going to have a putt within circle 2.
Ian taking a wide forehand. I saw that route, but didn't feel like it was... I felt like it was a much more closed off route.
Wow, I never even thought about that route. That's wild.
You got to keep your eyes and ears open when you're playing practice rounds.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that Dan, even though he is a competent forehand player, is taking the more sensible route. Breaks over with, I believe he told me that was a buzz, but the wind kind of just kills it as soon as it's on anhyzer.
Yeah, for me on this one, I'm just trying to throw in soft fairway driver that gets me out of there and hopefully gets me a putt.
Mm-hmm. AJ a little low and left. Hits the last guardian tree. And Paul appears to have righted his ship for a little bit. That pushes up towards circle's edge, maybe 40 feet. Nicely done. Great recovery shot by AJ.
Yeah, great upshot. It's always nice when you're scrambling to have a drop in.
And from long of the basket. I feel like we've seen that same kind of miss from Ian several times, like high left.
Yeah, early high left, it seems like is his miss when he doesn't fully hit it.
What do you think that might be?
Maybe just not like fully opening the hand, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But as we see Paul, like you said, getting his ship corrected and on his way to Birdie Town.
Yeah, had to straddle out to the left. Nicely done to just jam it in over the rim.
I do want to say, though, I absolutely love Paul's shoe choice for the day.
Oh, very swaggy.
The Nikes, oh, they're nice. Good job, Paul. Oh. They didn't want to pick him up, so looks like he had to come back and tap it in.
We need to get tap-ins, like true tap-ins, abolished.
Here we are at hole 11. It's a 347-foot par 3. This sand we're about to fly over here is OB, so if you land in there, you're going to be in trouble. Most players shouldn't have an issue with that, as it's only about 350. Should see a couple turnovers, a couple sidearms, and hopefully some birdies here out of this crew.
Yeah, this... Ooh, and we see Paul lining up to take a kind of a skinny hyzer route. This works, it's just hard to get it all the way back to the bucket because of the crosswind.
Him and Kiefer must have played a practice round together.
I guess.
Taking some of the similar routes.
This hole scored almost entirely 2s and 3s. Not really a bogey chance. You kind of have to really mess up or 3-putt. Ian fights through kind of a high stolly shot. And Dan, we see the one finger forehand on his Zeus. Low and driven. I don't like that this is hyzer the whole way, but the sand's going to grab it.
Personally, I like that shot because that's the shot I throw on this hole. And if you have the distance to throw pure hyzer off this tee, I think it's the play for the sidearm.
Sure. I guess my fear is kind of like this, I guess, where if it catches grass instead.
Right. Whereas I think if AJ kept it hyzer the whole way instead of flipping it to flat there, he would have got it in the sand.
Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
You stick to your backhand.
Yeah. Silly little comet turnovers. Ian with an honest run from 60 feet or so. AJ on the good side of the green. And
it looked like he got a little wind gust there as soon as he putted.
Yeah, I don't know that he got it up high enough, but the wind just took it away immediately. Paul straight on it.
Little fist pump there. Get himself going. 2 birdies in a row.
Mm-hmm. And Dan stabs it in.
And I think we might have missed Ian's approach there, but he's going to tap in for his par. Hole 12, 675-foot par 4. The drone is flying the ideal route, I feel. The big up and over turnover. You could throw a roller. There is a hyzer gap on the right side. But as long as you get past that first grouping of trees, you're going to have a chance to get down here to the bucket. One of the easier par 4s on the course.
For sure. Dealer's choice off the tee. The difficulty is that it's playing into a headwind, so if you get the disc, straight up to get over the trees, could just flip, could just stall. Paul throws, and that just continues turning.
Yeah, see, that was good height, but like you said, the wind just pushed it and kept it over.
And I should say, this is a very throwable wind. And anybody watching from Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, they're going to tell us this is nothing. This is just Tuesday. So it's playable. You just have to know what you're doing.
Right. And I mean, we're at sea level, so stuff's a little flippier out here on the coast.
Mm-hmm. I know when I was playing Ultimate, it was notorious that you don't want to get into a wind game with UNC Wilmington or East Carolina because they're used to playing in this.
And that is an absolute crush. I hope that comes out.
Yeah.
There it is.
Smoked by Ian. That makes his approach very playable 225.
Just a baby hyzer probably at it.
AJ, more pure anhyzer. It's flat, but it's just riding to the right.
Also getting one up there so high so far. Another great shot. Paul actually bounced off that tree and out a little ways, so he's going to have a good look here to get up and down.
We had a couple card backup, so we were all taking our minute to spectate.
What? Oh, man.
And I was glad I got to watch that.
That was sick. That was gross. It's perfect.
Yeah, just like great weight, great height. You see, like, Paul kind of throwing a smooth, spinny shot. Dan tries to play with, like, stability, chunking a zone as hard as he can.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the contrasting styles. Like, we see, even for shot choices that are the same, like throwing a forehand or throwing the backhand approach, we see our players taking very different styles of doing so.
Yeah, and I would say that's one thing I love about disc golf is that we can all get to the basket, but we get there, 100 different ways.
Yeah, for sure. And wow,
Sick
Dan.
putt. Let's go. There's a good jumper in the wind.
Yeah, and that's why he's a dangerous man and tied for the lead right now. I really like that. I really like when there are players who approach the game differently. Like, if there's convergence and we all become clones of the same player, like, okay, maybe we've optimized the efficiency, but kind of at the expense of the soul of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Ian in for birdie. That kind of takes away a little bit of a drought for him.
Yeah, he's been clean though for the most part, so it's not hurting him that he hasn't got a ton of birdies, but he's going to want to get at least, I would say, 3 more here in these last couple holes.
Yeah. By this point in the round, through 12 holes, like, they know what the scores are out there.
Mm-hmm. And we're here at hole 13. It's 361 feet, but I would say it's a harder of the par 3s here on the course. Your shot has to flex a little bit from right to left and then back to the pin if you're taking the left gap. There is a right gap that you can take low and skip in. And I think we might see that from Paul here. I'm not quite sure what he's lining up.
Yeah, the backhand is so hard with a tailwind. Was he trying to go high and punch?
I'm not sure on that one, I guess, to be honest.
And now it's very blocked off. Dan with a Scooby-Doo disc.
And that's the exact line I just talked about. That's so perfect.
And how about a 1-footer?
Wow. This definitely deserves a replay.
Yeah. Watch him get the front hip loaded, and then the arm drags through. He's using his entire body to throw that.
Let's take a second, though, to realize how perfect the catch cam also was there.
Yeah, shout out to Gatekeeper Media's Isaac.
Yep. That was a quality catch.
Ian had the power, but that disc wasn't moving right to left initially.
This course has, like, I don't know if it's because of the combined holes or what, but it has different shots than you're used to. Like, there's not a lot of holes out there that are within your reach that you have to go right, left, and then back right.
Yeah, a designed flex shot.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Nicely done by Paul to just find a little window underneath the obstacles. And with that, it looks like Dan's going to grab a stroke on the entire card.
Very good birdie to get. I think he's still the closest.
You see the little fist bump from Ian, congratulating him on that. And I know I like playing with all of these guys. Like,
this would be a fun card to be on.
Oh, yeah. Paul's chill. Ian's always in a good mood. Like, Dan and AJ, business, but they know what they're up to.
Discover Greenville, North Carolina, where we put whole hog Q on the map and inspiration lives on every corner. Unplug for a moment of tranquility or enjoy one of our parks, fields, greenways, or trails. Then recharge with fresh, local flavors, one-of-a-kind art galleries, and toe-tapping music. North Carolina's Emerald City is filled with countless hidden gems. Find yours in Greenville, North Carolina.
All right, hole 14, 617-foot par 4. We're currently flying the left fairway here. Players can throw a sidearm into the trees to then get in. You can also throw a big backhand to stay all the way on the right side of the trees. If you get far enough, you'll have an open gap as well.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to see 4 backhands, the goal being to get as far as possible. Oh, Dan actually going roller. I like this play because it's using that left fairway.
Wow. He got an awkward first bounce. I feel like that was going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Still good, but I think he would have got into the mouth if he didn't get that first awkward bounce.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, clearly I don't game plan well. Paul also goes roller. And that runs all the way left.
That was really unfortunate.
Yeah. I have no idea what kind of angle there is over there. Ian lines up the right side. I like that he gets this up to flat for maximum glide. And then the pine straw skip.
It's an incredible shot.
Inside 150.
Yeah. I just felt like the hyzer today was so much easier with how the wind was pushing right to left across the fairway.
Yeah, the roller I think has the most potential out of any shot, but you kind of have to get it down earlier than I'd like to. And AJ just about matches Ian for distance. Dan with a very nice forehand pushes it wide into the gap, and that's inside the circle now. And let's take a moment to recognize that you're throwing into the woods, and then there's this perfect circle of grass. Like, I'm very impressed with what the maintenance crew has done here. I was told they're all about, like, the aesthetic of what they're trying to create.
It looks very nice to the eye.
Mm-hmm. And this is just feasting for AJ.
I think this Pdga is probably one of the easier holes on the course.
Yeah, this was the easiest. Not a lot of danger, and just not long enough to really trap you in anything. Pretty routine here.
Once again, those Nikes. Oh, they're nice.
Are you a shoe game kind of guy?
Not like I used to be. When I was in high school and, early stages of college, big shoe guy.
Mm-hmm.
But not as much anymore.
Well, when you're on the road, it's hard to find room for all of them.
Yeah. And I had some feet issues. I've been wearing the Vivo Barefoots and I feel like they've helped my foot, so I'm kind of just stuck to wearing only those.
Those have certainly grown in popularity among disc golfers lately.
They have. Hole 15, 393-foot par 3. It's going to be a low ceiling once you get into this gap, so you really need to get one that skips forward to the basket. If you can get into the gap and hit it flat, it's going to skip right up there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about the optimal way for this hole. Like, your shot needs to be moving left to right and flipping up the way that Dan's is, but because it's 393, you're liable to end up just running left with the speed of disc you have to throw.
Yeah. I think the ideal shot is a fairway that's not like understable.
Mm-hmm.
That if you flip to flat, it'll stay there and hopefully just give you that straight skip instead of something that's going to, fade out at the end.
Sure. Sometimes when we only play a course one time, I'll tell myself, like, all you have to do is believe in this shot for 4 seconds, and then you never have to think about it until next year.
Oh, that's funny.
Ian, that's going to drift a little bit too far right, but punches through everything.
Wow.
And
He sailed that.
once again, making the catch cam turn around.
Usually you want to make the catch cam turn around, but not on par 3s.
This is the kind of shot you're talking about. A little bit of flip up with a fairway.
Yep. His was a little right, it looks like, but still what I think is the ideal shot here.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't appear anybody got inside the circle, so playing is a tougher hole here with the tailwind.
Yeah. There were only 7 birdies on the hole for the day. Wow. What a run by Ian.
Giving it a great bid from deep.
Dan from circle 2. he hates it immediately.
I hate that feeling. As soon as it leaves your hand, you know it's off. Oh, that's rough. I feel your pain.
Taps in for par. Dan is a teacher. He was formerly a math teacher, and now he's coordinating how other teachers are trained for quite a bit of North Carolina.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and because he's a teacher, he also has joined the Ulibarri Leadership Institute as one of their instructors. He was telling me he's really excited this winter to, get into that and start teaching folks about Frisbee.
That's awesome. So hole 16 here, it says it's 293, and this pin is 293 here. However, the tournament, it's going to be further back to the left. It's about at 400 feet.
Yeah, a couple options here. You can go straight at it. You can take a forehand out to the left side the way Dan is. Our card threw entirely skip shots over the out-of-bounds road.
And, wow, that's an incredible sidearm.
Yeah, if I had that, I'd throw it.
That was a missile. Yeah, for me, I would say the out over the road, over the OB is the ideal route, just because if you skip it off that road, it comes back in nice and easy.
Paul going to go straight at it with a turnover shot. He's got all the distance he needs.
Wow, another great shot.
Yeah, and a wonderful reaction on the ground. And for a while, Paul was hanging around even. Don't look now. He's 4 down.
He's taking advantage of this back nine scoring opportunities.
Mm-hmm. He into edge of circle 1. And AJ tests the ceiling a little bit. One good skip should put him there.
Great showing out of our card there. 3 inside the circle. Ian right on the circle's edge here.
Got it online, just not enough power.
Would you rather have like a 280-foot par 3 or like a 380-foot par 3?
Distance isn't as important to me as what the shot makes you do. Like, I want technical par 3s where I have to think through how I'm going to throw it. And I have to do a practice round to figure out, where the disc has to break. I like courses that make me play golf. So this one's pretty solid. It's got a lot of different options on it.
You bet. Hole 17 here is 531-foot par 4. If players really want to get aggressive, they can go for the green. Most are going to lay up before this ditch. The grass here on the right-hand side of the ditch is OB. You have to get over here to be in bounds. I would say most players are just going to lay up, play for the 3, because it's a pretty easy birdie if you do that.
Yeah, just kind of mush on an overstable driver.
Dan throwing this very high.
Yeah, almost 2 left. It's still a short approach, but he could be blocked out by the large tree in the left side of the fairway. Paul a little spikier and shorter. I know that this hole has undergone a couple different iterations for pin location. They settled on this for the tournament as a, kind of a short par 4 leading into 18.
Yeah, the hardest hole in the course.
Yeah, like in the back of your mind right now, I'm sure all of these players, and this is something as a commentator that, I'm trying not to project too much, but we all know that 18 is out there. So you want to get 17 so that you feel good about it, so that, you've got one more stroke under par going into the by far the hardest hole.
I agree.
Paul, just an overstable putter or mid.
Oof.
Yeah, runs to the left side.
Giving that one a run.
Dan's going to have to go higher and spikier.
So he's obstructed, like you said, with that getting further left. You almost want to be short or be very long.
Mm-hmm. But he executes fairly well, out to 20 feet. AJ, oh boy. All things considered, not a bad outcome.
No, tough approach there. I might have like thrown a sidearm from a knee or something, but it's hard to tell.
Ian, chip forehand. That should be money in the bank.
Does have a jumper here for his birdie, though, still. Oh, AJ. Dang it, I thought that was in.
He's a dangerous man.
Yeah, he's fun to play with.
Dan in. Paul with a beautiful putt. That's just center and committed, even into the heady.
What a back nine he's put together here.
Yeah.
Really pulled it back together, climbing back up that leaderboard. Only a couple off Dan now.
Mm-hmm. And by this point, we've started to see quite a few hot scores come in. Michael Joe Hansen and Matt Thompson on the chase card both got on a real roll and streak.
Yeah, up towards double digits for both of them, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
High singles, if not.
That's kind of what we expected out of this course, like being able to rack up some birdies in a hurry.
And here we are, our final hole, hole 18, 858 feet. OB along the entire left side. Players are going to be throwing up to somewhere in front of the water there to potentially get across, but with the headwind today, it's going to be a very tricky hole.
Oh yeah, 2 full pulls.
The first shot is even a little bit uphill, so you're, exposing that underside and getting lift a lot of the times.
Yeah, that's really good analysis. Like, nose angle has to be specific here. Dan, I think, has probably taken the water carry in 2 out of play by scooting to the left side.
Yeah, his was very low and very overstable. Paul looks to be attacking quite a bit more with that fade to the right.
Yeah.
And coming back. But I think he's going to be pretty short as well there. Probably have, 420 to 440 across.
Yeah, at least. And there was a pretty big backup on this hole, so likely everybody got a wind read. And I wonder if that influenced, how they chose to throw the shot or whether they were even trying for the birdie.
Yeah, I think when we got here, there was, a 2 or 3 card backup?
Yeah.
Maybe down to 1 by the, when the lead card got here, but they probably still had to wait for at least 5 to 10 minutes.
AJ looks like that's running to the left.
I think that was kind of, the ideal landing zone today for the conditions.
Potentially.
Was, off to that left about, 440 from the basket.
Dan gonna play overstable forehand. And okay, he checks up. He's a little bit pinched on the tree.
Yeah, it's smart that he's just playing to get his par. He's in a very good position here at 10 under par for the day already.
Mm-hmm. I think the electrical box is in the neighborhood of 400 from the basket, which suggests that this is about a 420-foot water carry. Nicely done. That's safe.
Safe. He's going to be off to the left quite a bit. Probably in circle 2 still, though.
Yeah. And we should note, Ian was able to stay in bounds, kind of dug on that bank, but terrible footing. No way to possibly carry. Paul starts it right enough, but never quite flips, and that puts him in circle 2. Which, all things considered, great spot to be.
Ian with another tricky approach here. He's going to leave himself a circle 2 bid for par.
Yeah, so at this point, he's 35 holes without a bogey. He's in contention. And Dan with the forehand kind of cut down in the prime of life. That was basket bound.
Yeah, that was looking really good.
AJ's going to have a tap-in par. And this is Dan for his par.
Oh.
Wow.
Just barely held up. I'm going to catch the band.
You can see him strutting around like he believed in that putt.
He played the hole very well to, get par, and unfortunately, he walking away with bogey.
You can see how big a priority it is to get over in 2 so that you're not having to, throw another 300-foot shot and try to make a putt for par.
This was a tough green today with the wind.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Very hard to putt. I think there's only 1 birdie on the day as well, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So, it just shows you that, almost playing like a par 5.
Just about. Dan sizes it up for quite a while. I'm sure he's having a little joke with Paul there. So that'll wrap up our action. We're going to have Dan and Ian able to continue on to the final round lead card, and Matt Thompson and Michael Johansson from the chase card going to jump up to join them.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting 3rd round. We'll take a look at our leaderboard, and I hope we'll see you all there, though.
Yeah, we're going to head back to the West Meadowbrook course for another 18 holes. And, boy, a lot of people still in contention, Nick.
A lot of things can happen there early. It's very tight. It's technical. And if we see another couple 12 downs or something like that, who knows?
Yeah. Once again, I'm Andrew Fish for Nick Hanson and Gatekeeper Media. We thank y'all so much.
You bet. We'll see you on the 3rd round, folks.